Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be talking about a strategy, and if you guys seen the last strategy, I went over the strategy with crypto, and it's basically we're going to be using the Ray tool to find better trades, but I'm doing this on a longer time frame. Today we're going to be looking at the stock market. So really, all you need to set this up, you can do this on a free account, TradingView account, because you only need a tool and quite possibly maybe something to confirm it, like Andean or RSI or one of those to kind of confirm your moves. But you can do this on a free account with TradingView. You don't really need the upgraded membership. But what I'm going to be showing you guys today, we're going to be looking at stocks, and we're going to be following the same rules as I talked about yesterday. I'm going to be going over the longer time frame because this strategy works the best on longer time frames. We're going to look at a couple scenarios to where what to look out for, how to use the Ray tool to find your trend line and find the moments to get into trades. What you want to do is you want to create your trend line, and you want to look for basically a break in it. So when it breaks that trend line, that's basically a good time to get in. But you can also see it to find there's support and resistant levels, and you just draw on a whole bunch of lines. So basically we're going to start a look at the S&P on the day. I might move down to smaller time frames, but this will give you a more overall view of what's happening. You can do this on a smaller time frame, but I don't recommend the smallest time frame for the strategy. I recommend it's a 15 minutes. So let's load this up. I'll show you what to look for, and hopefully this can actually help you guys improve your trading. Okay, so the first setup, we're going to start this off on a blank canvas. We're going to be looking at this on the day chart. And, you can't, well, let's start with a blank, but, you can use other helpful indicators. I really want to show you guys how to do this without any other indicators. What you need is you go to your drawings. If you're doing this on your phone, you want to go to your Ray tool. Definitely save that to your favorites. And what you want to do is you want to find the lowest point, and you want to find touch points. So basically where the wick is, you want to find touch points basically. So when the wick is there, and you want to see moments where it touches. So you see different moments. So you got a moment right here. When we could stretch this out for longer if we wanted to. Just do this a little bit further. And we could start from here to get our touch points. But go to your Ray tool. Now down here we have our first touch point. So we come down here and we just ride it out till you want to get to at least 2 touch points. So we got one right. Let's stop this right here. So here we go. Here's our first one. We got our first touch point here. Didn't quite touch right here, but then it touched here. So this is basically your bounce zone. So basically what you want to look for next is then you want to locate the where it topped out basically when it started coming down. We see that up here. Right up here at the top, we can create a line. We'll draw a line right up here. And then we have our ascending triangle here pattern. And then basically you can see what's going on here. The price has to get above 608 to become bullish. It could come down here. If it comes down here and breaks this, then it's going to go down further. So basically what you want to wait for is either a break of this trend line or a break of this one right here. If you're doing this on a longer time frame, you basically want to see it either break this. If it breaks this, it's going down further. If it breaks this, it's going up further. So right now it's kind of in between. So that's kind of how you set it up. But let's just look at a couple other moments right there. I just want to teach you guys how to find it first. Let's look at this moment right here. Let's see if we can find some touch points. Let's go right here. And we'll go to Ray tool down here at the bottom, ride this out. So If we were trading, we see our touch points. We see one right here. We see one right here. So basically what it's doing is it's touching the trend line, going up, touching the trend line, going up. And then from this point on, I would probably, if I was drawing this out, I probably would have drawn a line right here, because this was a major, it had to get past this line right here in order to go further, and eventually it did. So came down here, bounced up, came back down, bounced up, broke here, and then it started going up from there. And then basically you want to just keep drawing those moments up here, your resistance. You got one right up here. So it's the same thing, bouncing. It has to get past this to go up further. And right here at this point, it didn't. It came back down. And you guys get the general idea. So that's looking at this on the day. Let's look at this on a smaller time frame. Let's look at this on let's do a 4 hour real quick if you want to do it on a 4 hour. Okay, so what you want to see, basically, you want to go to your ray tool and you want to find your touch points. You got one right here and right there. So that's the same thing. Get your touch. You want to get at least 2 touch points. So you got one right here and you got one right here. And then you also want to mark your resistant levels. So you have a point like right here. Here's a point right here. And there's some up here too. So basically, same thing. Touches here, bounces up. Doesn't come all the way, goes back up. Touches down here, and it bounces back up. And it's kind of where we're at right now, if you want to look at this on a 4 hour. Right now, it has to either, on a 4 hour, it has to break this line to become more bullish, or if it breaks this trend line, it's going to go down further. So let's real quickly look at this on the hour. Let's look at this on the hour if you want to do it on an hour. For the hour, you will probably find more results like per weekly. It's not going to be intraday, but it'll be more weekly if we do this on the hour. So, going in closer, we got to get our touch points. So we go here to our ray tool. Right here. This is when it touches, and it touches that one right there. Well, it touches that one right there, but it also touches this one. So there's another one right there. But let's just focus on, let's see, when you do it on the hour, you'll probably find more, but let's focus on this one. Touches here, goes up. Well, first let's find the level where it stopped, was right about up here. Right up here, we can mark our resistant line. And then, touches here, goes up, comes down. Can't get past 609, comes down, touches the line again, goes back up. And that's kind of what it's doing right now. So that's one way of looking at it. Let's real quickly look at this. The other way, I think we found another level here. Another level where we touched right here. And it touched right about here. So you can do this one here. Touch right about here, bounces up, comes down, bounces up, ends up rejecting, and it comes down. So let's real quickly look at this on the smallest time frame. This is more intraday. We're going to do 15-minute. 15 minutes is the smallest time frame that I'll do on this, but these are for the people that want to chart it out and make more intraday money. It's the same thing. You want to chart everything out before the market is open. So you want to get to your recent high, which would be right about here. And then you want to mark with your ray tool touch points. So we got right here, let's see, touches right about there. So if you zoom in, it's not perfect, but you get the general idea on a 15-minute wise. Touches here, comes up, touches the trend line again, goes up, and then it broke it here and it started coming down. So that's basically how you do it. The simple way of doing it. I prefer doing this on a longer time frame. What I do prefer the average person doing is either go into your day chart or your 4-hour chart and chart it there. But like we did with the day here, what I basically would do is I would look at this on the day, really, to get, I'd base this, the lines really on the longest time frame. So if we go here, we'll draw all this again, and we just draw our trend line, and then our the last top, which probably was about here. Right about here. No, it's right about here. So that's probably the best one. So it'll be bouncing. It'll be bouncing to about 609. So SPY has to break 609 to be bullish, and it could come down right now. It could come down to 583. So that's basically what you do. So you want to draw your trend lines with the ray tool, and then you want to see if it breaks structure. If it breaks structure, then you'll focus on that direction. So like we see here, it's been going up, but if it breaks the structure, it'll go down. But real quickly, I want to show you kind of how to do this. We were doing it the opposite. We showed you a lot of uptrend. So let's see if we can find a downtrend, a quick downtrend. It's the same thing, you're just doing the opposite. So you go here, go to your ray tool, right here, touch points right about there. It's not perfect. Let's see. Let's do touch point. There's a touch point right there. That's better. So touches the trend line, comes down. Touches the trend line, comes down. Touches the trend line, comes down. You also want to mark your levels. You got one right here. Got one right here. And you can also mark it here because you got some right here and you got some right here. So basically you need to wait and see if it breaks the trend line. If it breaks the trend line, you're going to go in that direction. But anyway, just doing this will help you out a lot. But you don't want to base it all on just this. What I would do is I would also put in the Andean oscillator. I put in the Andean oscillator to kind of help and see where these lines are. If these lines are, if the red line is crossing the signal line, then it's obviously going to be going down. If the green line is crossing the signal line, it's obviously going to be going up. So I use that as a reference too when it gets near a trend line, things like that, and it helps out a lot. So anyway, this strategy is very, very, very helpful, especially with the stock market, and you'll kind of see this happen. You want to map it out before the market opens, and you can kind of see this play out as the market is going. So it's a very, very powerful and a very helpful strategy. So when you're doing this strategy with the stock market, if you're doing options on Robinhood, it really helps you find the best moments to get in. You want to find that moment when that candle is breaking that trend line. That's the, it's the best. A lot of the times it'll lead to some pretty good results, but there can be fake outs, so you got to keep your eye open for that. You want to, I recommend doing this on a longer time frame. Do it on the day or the 6 hour or the 4 hour. If you want to do intraday or close to it, you can do 15-minute, but I don't do anything lower than that. You definitely want to see the overall picture. And then you always want to use something like the Andean Oscillator, RSI, stochastic, something like that to help you confirm kind of what's going to be happening. So you don't want to base it all on these trend lines. But anyway, I find this to be very, very helpful. If you're doing Robinhood in the stock market, it kind of helps you see the market better. If you can hold trades longer, like doing it on Forex, that also helps. It helps you have those longer trades. But anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in future videos.